Finance Pastor. I hope everyone is doing fine on this wonderful Thursday. What a day, what a week of news it has been in the stock market with World War III on the cusp, is what it feels like. But hopefully, a lot of the situation that's happening with the Israel and Iran conflict will get resolved. Hopefully, there's peace. And as a Christian, it is almost like we always believe in blessing. Those who bless Israel shall be blessed. And we also speak the blessing over Israel. But also for our Muslim brothers and sisters, they are also the seed of Abraham. And there's a blessing that God has on their community. And I'm praying for them too. I'm praying that this conflict, we already know what Revelation says and where this is going to head to. So a lot of it, I rejoice. And a lot of it is, what's next. But hopefully, a lot of that peace may be in Jerusalem. That's what we should praise for the peace of Jerusalem. That includes our Jewish brothers and sisters and our Muslim brothers and sisters too. So I hope and I pray blessings over you and everyone else. What a week it has been in the stock market. It has been topsy turvy, with today being a holiday. Really, no movement in the markets other than crypto. The futures have been down in other parts of the world. What to expect tomorrow, we don't know. But what we do know is that the stock market is going to go either up or down. That's one thing that we are for certain. And we're going to see different moves that the stock market is making. And we're going to be looking at opportunities to make some money in the stock market. I want to share with you my screen and just look at what has been happening in the stock market. Let's share that with you. Let's look at the You can see my screen here. We are looking at a chart of the S&P 500. The S&P 500 finished over here yesterday at under the 6,000 mark. Let me go there. There we go. So the S&P finished under the 6,000 mark. So this is a very important area for the S&P 500. It's just under the 6,000 mark. It's been hovering. If the stock market or the S&P 500 stays above the 6,000 mark, this could be a bullish turnaround. Until now, it's still like you don't know what type of market is it. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? A lot of it is this going to be a sideways market that's going to just happen for the next couple of months. Who knows? But one thing is that Federal Chair Jerome Powell did not lower rates. Nothing really a surprise here. He's been consistent on that. And you know what you expect. Uh, really, I don't. He's a Democratic appointee. He's really not going to be doing anything that will make Trump look good. So I expect that from him. 9 more months. I guess that's what we have to endure, unless he does decide it, which I really don't. With all the back and forth, the name calling, all that stuff, it is what it is. Really no other way to explain it. It is what it is. So we're looking at what the S&P 500 is doing. Let's look at the Nasdaq, kind of the same mark. You see this V shape. Is this a V-shaped correction? That's what everyone is saying. You look at the S&P 500, it's really in a it's in the same spot. So let's look. S&P 500, same thing, V shape here. A lot of the stocks are looking like this. The Nasdaq, I'm really waiting for it to pass this mark right here, this 22,000. Really is a place where we know where the stock can go. And if it just builds another stair step up, then we are looking for a run in the stock market. But until it provides that pattern, we're just hoping right now. The Dow Jones has really gotten hit real bad over the last several weeks. Even though it has somewhat of a V shape, it's really tailed off. The Dow Jones has gotten beat up over the last few weeks, and it's kind of it's not mirroring at the S&P or the Nasdaq, but I'm hopeful that it will catch up to it. There's a lot of great stocks in the Dow 30. Apple Apple office highs is just no man's land right here. Let's look at a 5 year chart. Oh, wow, perfect. Resting in this 196 area was here in 2023, around July 2023. Stayed in this spot. It kind of went off its highs and then just tailed back down right here. I would not be surprised if you're gonna have more institutional buyers in this section right here. For me, as you look at this, this is a place where institutions have been buying. I will look for this. If it keeps falling down, this area right here, this 181 would be my next leg down if this stock continues to go down. If not, I'm hoping that it really just takes off because this would be a great setup for a nice little 20% return if you get in at the 190 and ride it up to about the 240-ish area. That's not a bad one. My next stock here, Netflix. In August of last year, I had people that were telling me that I was nuts. It was crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about. Maybe some of you still think that. But was talking about how Netflix is going to be a game changer in the live sports venue, and it has taken off. I thought this was going to be in the beginning of the year. I thought it was going to be around 1200. It's already past that, and it's been hovering around there. It looks like it's tailing off. Could this be forming a maybe a sideways pattern? Perhaps. Or could it have just a breather and just cool down for another leg up? I'm bullish on Netflix. I think it's too high for me to put more money into it right now. If it comes down around this 800, 930 ish range, I will be looking to add to my portfolio on this one. I am bullish on Netflix. Gold is up a little bit. Silver, actually, it's been a laggard, but silver has had a nice little move in the last few days. I've seen it's gone up about $2 to $3, and that's a big move for silver. For any silver investors, to me, this is one of the most undervalued commodity is silver. As much as it is used in a lot of electronics, I feel like silver has been artificially just kept below market value because of how many companies use this in their products. But I'm hopeful that it will bounce up. The QQQ, one of those also like a V-shaped pattern. I like the QQQ. It's just going to mirror a lot of the tech stocks. Whatever tech does, it is going to really. This is the ETF for it. I'm in this trade. I'm on a call option. I'm on September options on this one. Just seeing what it take. Seeing if it continues to go up or is it going to tail off. I'm just going to take profits and just get out of this one. My next ETF, the Jets right here, Jets ETF. I'm a Jets fan, but this one's kind of tailed off. I would be looking if it goes back down to that 2021, that 2110. I will be looking to maybe add to this position. This is one of those slow rolling stocks. It's not a huge money maker, but what it is going to do is if you have, let's say, $2,000, you grow this to like $25, you got a nice little uh, 5, 10%, 20% return on your money. That's not a bad investment in a month or two. That's not a bad investment. So this is investing in a nutshell. Royal Caribbean, I am really bullish on this stock. It's past its highs that I've thought, but this to me is a solid stock, especially when you start looking at all the Carnival cruise line mishaps that you start seeing on TikTok, that you start seeing on social media. Really, Carnival needs to get their game up. Their service is horrible, and what Carnival has is a leadership problem. That's if you want to fix Carnival Cruise Lines, which is so undervalued right now compared to Royal Caribbean, you need to change leadership because there's something wrong with the leadership that is not resonating within the organization. Carnival needs to emulate what Royal Caribbean does if they want to become uh, relevant. Let's look at Nvidia. My favorite. I'm on this stock. I own this stock. Just riding the wave here. Nvidia got went down off its lows. It's really had a nice little run up in the last few weeks, and this is not a bad play right here. So let me go change this to a daily chart. There we go. I like that better. Daily chart has kind of been running up. Let's go the last 5 years. Yep, you still see that V pattern right here. Same thing. Amazon. I feel like I'm keep getting packages from Amazon. Let's go change this to an interval. Let's go change it to 1 day. Let's go here. 5 year plan. Let's go Amazon. Just a little off here, kind of same pattern. You've seen the same patterns over and over and over again in the stock market. Something's got to give. Is this a V-shaped correction? Only God knows. So we're looking at this Amazon AMD. AMD has taken off. I was bearish on AMD if you see this pattern, but it is breaking this line. If it breaks above that 130, I am going to really look into adding positions on this stock right here because AMD is off its highs. You got to look at this, respect this 228, but it's also this 180 or that's 180 range. Let's go right here. Around here, this 180 range, I'm liking this stock that if it goes up, it's going to test. First, it's going to test the 172, 180, and then the 220. AMD is to me is right now undervalued. It's gotten beat up. It feels like a lot of institutions or a lot of retail traders were just taking profits. So we look at AMD. I'm looking at AMD in the long term. Uh, Not a bad stock right here. If it stays above this 130, I am going to look into adding this into my position. I was in AMD, but I sold off when it was dropping around the 180-ish area is kind of where I sold. Just as just started dropping, I just got out of the play. Ford. Ford is just to me is a dividend stock. I love it. Is in my portfolio. I own it, but it has just been channeling for the last really 3 years. It was from the $10 to 15, $10 to 14, $10 15 ish, and then now we're hovering around the 9 to the 11, 9 to 11. If this stock continues to go down, and to the $9 range, I'm gonna keep continue to add to my position and just kind of accumulate dividend stocks here. So Ford, I'm a Ford guy. I drive a Ford. I invest in Ford is in my portfolio. And sometimes I just invest in things that I understand and I know or I buy. It just makes it so much easier to invest in the things that I understand. So Ford, you're in my portfolio. SPY, if you're an ETF person, if you like just the spiders, this one is one of my favorites. After this is going to be the VOO. Then you got the QQQ. I'm really like these ETFs. If you're the type of person that you say, Felix, I don't can't decide on what I want to invest in, but I want to invest in the best companies. Should I put my money in a mutual fund? Should I put my money here? No to mutual funds. Heck to the no. Heck to the no, no, no. No to mutual funds, but I would be putting my money if you love what like a mutual fund would do, I would invest in an ETF. Why not mutual funds? To me, a stock is like an orange. That's an orange, the whole fruit. Now, if I trade options, to me, that's like orange juice. It's not the orange, but it's just a derivative of it. If I'm looking to trade futures, well, I'm looking at the pulp from the orange. If I'm looking to trade the mutual funds, it's equivalent to what Sunny Delight is. It looks like an orange, almost tastes like orange with a lot of sugar. That's what mutual funds are. I would rather put my money in an ETF, SPY, QQQ, VOO, diamonds. I like the JETS. If you like the Jets ETF, there's so many ones. I'm also considering adding IBIT into my portfolio. You cannot ignore cryptocurrency. No more. You cannot ignore it. Cryptocurrency is the future. You are seeing our president talk about it. His sons are talking about it. His cabinet members are talking about it. You have to look at what he puts out, what type of information he's putting on social media. Crypto is going to be the future. Crypto will be replacing a lot of banks that have really just thought that they can do whatever they want to the American people, pick and choose who they can lend to, and really screw a lot of people in the while they're doing this. So if you've been a person that maybe have not been able to get a loan, even though you have the credit, even though you have good investments, and they haven't denied you because of your faith or what you stand for or just the color of your skin. There's a lot of banks that do that. Crypto doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, who your mama was, who your daddy was. It doesn't care. But what crypto looks at is investing power. I will look into investing in the ETF IBIT, which is a really great one, and I'm gonna look that up right now. It has taken off. Let's look at it. Look at iShares IBIT. This thing has taken off. Just it started with the on the 30 on the 30 here on the $22, and then right here just shot up to like 60. It's been hovering in this range. This is a Bitcoin trust. You got to look at these type of ETFs. Circle is another one. Let's look at that stock. There we go. Circle. This is one I might be looking into. Circle is one I might be looking into, just not right now. Too low for me. Let's look at some other ones. Look at CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike again has been taking off. Is one of those stocks that since it got since they had the data breach, really it's a stock that has just taken off. There are not really too many competitors, but I will be looking at other companies that are gonna go into the safety the a lot of the can't even think. I draw a blank here. Was it cybersecurity? There we go. We look at CrowdStrike as a cybersecurity type of company. There's going to be a lot of other companies that are going to grow in this space. Where, as we're moving to technology, there's going to be opportunities for other people to come up with phenomenal companies that are dedicated to cybersecurity. Uh, CrowdStrike right now is the leader. You have to respect that. Let's look at Meta. Meta right here again. I'm bullish on Meta. To me, what Mark Zuckerberg is doing is one of those key indicators for me. Is to me the sleeper in the AI movement is going to be Mark Zuckerberg. We hear about Elon Musk. We hear about Sam Altman. We hear about every other guru in the AI space. But to me, the sleeper is going to be Meta. Meta not only has their great source of from the internet, they own WhatsApp, they own Instagram, Facebook. They really have a pulse on social media, and those companies are going to grow even more and going to be doing a lot more. Uh, I'm just looking at Meta as a future key player. I could see this stock going to $1,000. I would not be surprised if it goes to 1,000. If it does a split, I'm really looking into this stock. I believe that Mark Zuckerberg has a pulse on what's the next thing. Diamonds. If you are ETF, if you like investing in the Dow Jones, the diamonds is a good ETF. Even though it's gone down just a hair, it's really been following this upward pattern. The diamonds have really been following the upward pattern. This stock or this ETF to me could be going to 600, 650. If the market takes off, you're looking at a $700 ETF here. Not a bad plus dividends. I mean, this is not a bad ETF here. I like this one. Russell 2000. Russell, woo, you've taken off. For all you that have traded credit spreads on the Russell 2000, it has not been easy. It has not been easy with the mood swings that this stock has done. It has not been easy doing credit spreads on this, but I'm also seeing that it is doing patterns. I mean, it's just following 220 right here. The next pattern right here is going to be the two that 2300 2340. That will be the next stop. That's a big 200-point move if it does that. But you also, like, if you're playing the downside, if you're doing the bear call spread on this, I mean, you almost have to like be under the 17, the 1800 right here, just 200 points away. Well, many people have seen that they're getting 10 cents, 15 cents a spread. You know, if you don't mind with a 4 or 5% rate of return on a month, that's still a great return on investment. But most investors that are used to 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 17% on a credit spread are not seeing the same amount of uh, like the same amount of like in just money you can extract from this stock here. So small caps here, Tesla, my baby. I'm still in Tesla. I did pull out of my options here when it was dropping in the foolishness that he was getting into the Trump stuff. I mean, I really right now is okay. He's got a lot of repairing to do in Washington D.C. But right now is Elon Musk is still to me an innovator. I still like the dude, but I don't agree with everything he says. So, but you know, when you're messing with the president, I'm gonna stand with Trump. So here is, you know, I still like this stock. I still like where the technology is going. He's gonna have to shape himself up and really do a lot of apologizing here. So Tesla, let's look at Palantir, another one in my portfolio. If the war intensifies with Israel and Iran, Palantir, Northrop Grumman, a lot of these Raytheon, a lot of these defense contractors, look out that they take off. You have to see that this is going to be a takeoff stock if there's military intervention. It's just a lot of we is all the noise that's happening out there. Let's look at some other stocks here that is not on the my list. We go. We did AMD, Nvidia. Let's look at Alphabet, Google. I am bullish on Google here. It's kind of almost the V pattern here, but again, it's just right now it's hovering. So a lot of this stuff is you kind of see where it's going. Let's look at some news. Uh, saw this on CNBC. Creators say that they didn't know Google uses YouTube to train AI. Well, what do you think they were going to use? I mean, like creators. I mean, really, what else are they going to use? They got the two best, biggest search engines in the country, which is YouTube and Google search. And you're surprised? I mean, like the dumbassness of some people, dumbassness of some people, really is it's nuts. So you didn't know. Hmm. So let's see. Klarna CEO. Let's look at this. Klarna CEO wants to turn the platform into a super app with help from AI. This is another company that I'm bullish on. Actually, it's a fintech. Uh, Looking into this company. I mean, I like some of the stuff they have. I'm not saying I'm sold out on it. Jerome Powell, of course, too late. Jerome, that's funny. Trump blasts Powell as an American disgrace after raid hold. Jerome Powell, the Democratic pawn. Jerome Powell, a Democratic pawn, who's really not really in any incentive to really help the president or help the American people. North Korea, their rates are not North Korea, South Korea, their rates are down. EU rates are down, except us, which is why I don't understand is you this will help the economy take off. The summer months is when most people buy homes. A lot of homes are just sitting on the market because of interest rates. And this is just really ridiculous by him, but that's politics. You know, it doesn't help when Trump is kind of annihilating you on social media either. So oil steadies as Trump gives 2 weeks to Iran. He's giving them a 2 week notice. It feels like a job, a pink slip. But I mean, you want to, if Iran wants to survive, they'll come to the table. I am tired of regime changes. The US needs to get out of the regime changing business. We need to get into talking, and people who do business together usually don't fight. We need to stop with the regime changes. I mean, the United States has put itself in so many wars unnecessarily to protect other people's borders, but our own. This stuff has to stop. Hopefully, Iran and Israel can get to peace. It's written, there will be peace. We might not like how we get there, but there will be peace according to the word. So satellite, Iran racing to get it on, whatever. I don't know, yada yada yada. What up? Uh, Bloomberg, you never have nothing nice to say. Trump set to decide. SpaceX Starship explodes on test stand in yet another setback. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla stock goes back down. It might be another way for might be another way for people, a lot of the retail buyers, to buy on the dip. Waymo, I like Waymo. I've been in a Waymo car in Phoenix. I really like what Waymo's doing. I think the only competitor they really do have is Tesla. Google is a big, uh, is a big investor in Waymo. Applies for New York City testing permit. This is pretty cool. I hope it does happen for them. I do like Waymo. It feels so weird driving in a car with no one in there, but it is what it is. So that's like Google, the headline news here. But we look into more what the stock market is going to do tomorrow. You know, you never really know. So right now you have the futures. This is the E-mini futures. E-mini futures right now are down. So Nasdaq futures down big time. It looks like an inverted hammer right here, right now. But you never know what's going to happen in the middle of the night. So a lot of it really depends on that. But as we look forward to the next day in trading, we don't know what to expect. A lot of news is going to happen over the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm still going to have my stock positions. Only thing is, I don't think I'm entering any new positions over the next day or so. I still have a few call option positions, but I'm also revisiting those and seeing if they worth it. But I'm also looking at what news is going to bring. I'm hopefully it's going to bring peace. Like I mentioned earlier, the blessing of Israel, those who bless Israel shall be blessed. But I also want to reiterate that the Muslim community also have the blessing. They are also the seed of Abraham. There's a blessing on the Muslim community. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. There's a blessing on them too. We pray for the peace of Jerusalem, but we also pray that our Muslim brothers and sisters also have the peace that they want too. And in the book of Revelation, we already know how it ends. We win. We win. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Be blessings on you and your family. And I'm going to keep you with the stock market update. And until next time, see you guys.